Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome. We're going to get this thing started in just a minute. Those of you tuning in later, I will go ahead and put the time code in the description of when the video actually starts and goes live, so you don't have to wait around and wonder when. Or you can just scrub along. All right, we'll be right back.
Shady silhouetted images and industry teasers are finding their way into our homes and invading our minds. Their calculated information is delivered to feed our addiction for radio-controlled frequencies. It's an RC conspiracy. But we are on your side, cracking the RC code. Because the truth is out there. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast. Get your decoder rings ready. And put on those tinfoil hats, because your fearless leader is here. Please welcome your host, the lead RC conspiracist, Tony Cece. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to another RC Conspiracies. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, today I thought I'd just kind of open it up and let you guys ask some questions. I know I haven't been super great about getting to the chat the last couple of weeks just because of topics and things going on. And so I thought that today would be a great day to do that. In fact, partly because I did just get home. Check this out. I'm repping the Trailer Trash RC shirt here. Rocking it. So yeah, I just thought let's do something a little different and get in there and answer some questions, try and hit the chat up a little bit more and try and roll through it that way tonight. I've got a little bit to talk about with the other podcast, the While My Battery's Charged, but that's just a quick thing. And so the first question is, what is Reef up to? So we had Reef on the While My Battery's Charged podcast, and he was letting on to something new that was coming, and he said he discussed it or maybe had talked about it in the video. And two of the things that I noticed that we talked about were the wheels, which are super epic looking. If he brings those to market, I mean, you know, here's my credit card. I want a set of those. But other than that, he mentioned the wheels and that they were doing them to signify. He said we had some wheels made as 777 wheels and some made as 444s, and to designate what motor was in the vehicle. And as I watched it back, I said, did he just say that there's motors coming? And are those motors going to be that, or is he just talking about the motor in this, the servo? I don't know. It could just be he's going to have wheels coming because we talked about wheels, but it made me think there might be motors coming. So that was one of the things that I saw. A bunch of people in here already. AZ, Froggies, RC and More, Curtis D, Kevin Gibbs, Cody Vandenberg, the right one. The right one, I think I still need to respond to you in the chat or in Facebook. I need to go and look. I haven't looked. Steve-O D, man. What's up? Yo. Brett Ludwig says his local oval track has started doing mud bog drag races with crawlers and monster trucks. That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like a good time to be had. RC Voodoo's here. 11 Charlie James Price. What's going on, man? So today was a pretty good day here at the CCXRC World headquarters, my house, my little room that I spend too many hours in up here in a day. But we did get out and went down to Digger's Dungeon to run some monster trucks. Small scale, not full scale, unfortunately. I'd love to one day drive monster trucks. I'm still young, but they probably want somebody that's like 18. But I would love to drive monster trucks. I tell you what. So 11 Charlie says Reef Electronics. Okay, that would be epic. Reef Electronics, get us a motor and an ESC. That would be pretty sweet. Brett Ludwig says there's a shortage of Traxxas 12Ts. What's that about? Tony Droney from Australia, he's representing. So he says there's a shortage of Traxxas Titan 12Ts and Duratrax Banditos SCMC3 compound. Wonder what that could be. Jeremy Smith is in the house. What's going on, Jeremy? So I went down there to run the trucks on the course, try and make a little video for you guys. Spoiler alert, I did break the brand new truck. The Bari build ECD R5. I got it was a real cluster. I'll tell you, it was not the first run I wanted. Because I got there and the receiver was getting no power for whatever reason. Brand new Spectrum SR 6100 AT. Just did the video showing how to bind it the night before and then calibrate it. Worked fine. Didn't do anything. Unplugged it. Went to the track. Plugged it in. Nothing. No lights on it. The ESC was flashing that it wasn't registering a receiver. I don't know what. We unplugged it. We plugged in different ways. Nothing. Finally just got a little 315. No AVC, none of that stuff to mess with. It just fired right up and took off. Well, then the pinion came off first rip and just coasted. So we got it running and then it coasted. And then I had to find the pinion, put that back on, and then ripped it for a little bit. And I don't hold back. First one, whether it's, a new one, cheap one, expensive one, this one being that. And, man, cross-threading the jumps and hit one and just landed on the side completely. You saw the whole front twist, the wheels and everything. And, yeah. So all it did, thankfully, that I've seen so far, the only thing that it did was it ripped the servo saver shock out of the end, like the little end on it, the shock end, like a rod end kind of basically for the shock. What are they called? I don't know. I was just ordering another one. So I have to order a new one. It stripped it out, just ripped right out. It was metal. And so I have to order a new one from Integ, re-tap it, and then we'll have it working again. It's going to take 2 weeks almost to get it. But whatever, it is what it is. It was a little bit of a bummer. The right one. All right, let's talk, man. Send me another message and we'll chat. I have one and I did find them. And then I broke my wheels on my Pro C and I was reluctant, I need to now keep these tributes to put on my Pro C. But I told you that I'd sell them to you, so I'll sell them to you. I can make do and get some wheels off of something else. I've got Proline wheels, Brawlers or something in a box somewhere. So, yeah. So that's it. Jeff Lemoyne asked, did I get a gatekeeper? Where'd that go? Where'd that comment go? The comments are scrolling. Missed it. Aiden Del Rio, what's up? He says, 5'9". So yeah, so there's a couple of other things that happened today. We just got a place in Connecticut for the RCMTNY World Finals. The monster truck group up there, RC Monster Trucks, has their World Finals later this month, and so we're planning to try and get up to that. So yes. People are saying nice backflip. Yes, we can show that. That was epic. That was something. And that is exactly what I wanted in my backyard, and it sounds like it's going to happen. So some other things turned up in turn of events. We'll see how it all goes. Lawrence got his mini Erevo yesterday. Best servo. How small of a servo is it? If it's, I don't think it's micro size because these Reef micro servos, these are awesome. If you just need a regular servo, there's lots of options. 11 Charlie said he saw the Raminator backflip. So did Cody Vandenberg. Steve-O's still in the hospital hanging in there, man. Yeah, definitely prayers for you, brother. You've been battling. Stick it out, man. You've got it. Jeff Lemoyne, I don't see where you asked about the gatekeeper. I don't even see. Oh, there it is. Way at the bottom here. I'm way behind already. Shoot. I did not get a gatekeeper, and it actually, as much as I like it, it's not on my list of things that I want right now. I want something different, and so I would actually be more interested in the trail runner, in the IFS independent front suspension on it. So that would be more interesting to me because it's different than anything I have. The gatekeeper's a lot like a Wraith 1.9. We've got two of those. So it's as awesome as it looks in their lineup. It's not one that we need right now. That, and I'm kind of torn between the trail runner and the wait, no. The trail runner is the Kyosho. What's the Toyota? I'm getting everything all mixed up. Anyway, Jeffrey Makovich says you never hold back. I try not to, man. We don't do shelf queens here. Although I say that, and the Black Pearl body is going to be the shelf queen body for that truck after I beat it up to have one that I can put on it that's not cracked, because those Red Cat bodies are garbage. They're ABS. I was putting tape on it to back it and make it stronger, and it cracked putting the tape on it. Pushing on it, the tape to to adhere it to the body. It's junk. I need to work with somebody that can make bodies and have a couple of fifth scale bodies made that are just out there for anybody that's trying to make something fifth scale. Sean's RC Adventure, man, what's up? So yeah, so that's not in the plans. Hey, Kimberly, what's going on? Kimberly Sanchez, the Basher Queen. I will show you guys that that wreck as well, because it wasn't awesome. Have I found a reason why everyone is having troubles getting tribute wheels? I have not. I have a feeling it has to do with COVID and production. And if they're not a big player with production there, getting in line is probably is where it's at, where some of the bigger people putting out more stuff might have, might be up front. The micro, Curtis D. This is a good question. We're doing questions tonight. Will that Reefs micro work in the SCX 1024? Yes, it will. That is why I have this. After I added all of that weight to mine, I had got this. The thing is, if you do this, it's not going to do you any good unless you get new steering links, because this is just going to like bend the plastic steering links if you don't upgrade that. They have a whole video on how to put it in on the Reef site. They've got a YouTube video as well. So Bruce, I hope that answered your question. I don't know. I'm guessing that's why. They're hard to find for sure. Game Changer RC in the house. What's up, Game Changer RC? I just got a package of the new V2 fans from Game Changer. Awesome. Already have the lead on it to plug into your 3S LiPo. That's awesome. Especially for guys like me. You guys think I have a whole lot of time for RC and whatever, and with doing the video and my job and everything, I really don't have a whole lot of time. That's why I have not built the SMT10. I have not built the EXB that I have in there, put it together. I've got the motor, everything here. It seems simple to just put it together, but you know, it's not exactly. There's just a lot of things vying for time, trying to get out and do running stuff, because that's what I like to do and people like to see. And it's that time of year, especially right now. The weather's amazing. I want to be outside running. So, yeah. Making my way down because I'm behind again. Oh, yes, here we go. Kimberly, thank you for the $5. She wants her message to be read, and that is everyone share Steve-O some love. He has RC withdrawal symptoms. I bet. Steve-O, we do wish you well, man. Jeremy says he's down for a bit, but he'll get them built. Yeah, the main one I'm trying to get, and I would love to get built, is hold on, I'll show you. I think I took a picture of this. Right here. The TLR 22 5.0 AC. That's the one I really want to get built. And that's the one that's really going to be the tricky one. But I've now got to repair the Raminator. Adam Anderson. I told them a while back that I'd bring it down and let them run it. And they ran it hard. And I told them to. I said, don't lay off, don't let off. I wouldn't. So they ran it hard and ran it long. We had to refill the gas tank. And yeah, got some good stuff with that as well. Really cool slap wheel. I can show a little bit of teaser stuff, but it was really ripping. Backflip. All right, here's a longer one. I'm thinking of swapping in a new motor and ESC in the SMT10 Gravedigger. So I want to run bigger tires on it. Any suggestions of motors and ESC I should use? This is the life of Ethan Ruppel. Man, there's a lot of options you can get. I really like the Castle Creation stuff. Their Sidewinder setup, the combo you can get with the 4600 kV or the 5700 kV. I just did the 5700 kV in my latest one, and I love it. It's quick, even on 2S. So if you want to run 2S or your race leagues or whatever require 2S, man, it really does. Fifth Scaler Bus says perfect brapping weather. Yeah, man. Get out. I was out yesterday. No. What is today? Monday? No, today's Tuesday. I was out Sunday doing some brapping. I had out my fifth scale sprint and the Losi 5T up at the oval track, as well as the Felony. So we've got some footage of that. My footage isn't nearly as good as Buddy Cheeks, and I posted it on my Facebook page where we were drifting that in an infraction. It was pretty epic. So the Game Changer fan, getting back to that, that's what I tangent. I'm Italian. What can I say? And I usually walk when I talk, so this is really hard to kind of just sit down. If like I'm on a phone call or whatever, I can't help but pace around and talk with my hands and stuff. But the Game Changer fans, I think I have the newest one right here. They are sick. I'll tell you what. And it's going to make it so easy now to just drop in to my Felony or my infraction. Look at this. Already pre-wired. These things are some bling. Really nice sheen. Kind of a silver plastic here. Got your 3S lead right there. So double-sided tape if you want. Just stick it down there. Get some air movement across that motor. I'm looking forward to that. And it's nice because of the way it's a plug-in off of the balance lead, you can choose not to plug it in. Like if I'm doing the dirt oval like I wouldn't want to be sucking all that dirt through them. Just don't plug it in. It's pretty epic. AZ Froggy says your weather. Yeah, man, our weather is pretty epic right now. Windows open, no heat or AC on. It's just perfect. Over the weekend, the kids and I built a firewood storage shed kind of, or building, where it's all open on the sides to let air get through it. And we'll be putting the roof on here soon this week. But yeah, Jeremy says you can get it. All right, man. If you want to, let's talk. Still around 90 and either muggy. Wow. Yeah, it's been beautiful here. So I just kind of showed up at the dungeon. I had to pick up something for somebody from there as well to ship to him. And then they just kind of came over. They were running trucks or four-wheelers with their kids and came on over. And they beat on it. I might have to get a whole new front shock. It was pretty epic. Apparently, and I didn't film this one because I was trying to get the bar rebuild up and running, taking receivers out of other trucks to try and get it working. And man, he did a slap wheelie and it went up and he just was riding it. And they said that whole front just kind of dropped as the shock just blew out, came out like the whole shock shafts came out. The springs were everywhere. Sounded pretty epic. So I wish I'd have seen it. Another man, Jo, thank you. Raminator parts aren't cheap. Unless it's just, something simple like the shock shaft. I don't know if there's a rebuild for the other parts. I'll have to look. But a whole new shock is like $35 or something for a shock. So if that's what it ends up being, that's still, like, you watch the monster trucks and they throw it down. And that's what I told them. I'm like, just like you do the real one, if it comes back broken, it's fixable. We'll get it working. So nothing to worry about. Babake Altered RC says that new monster truck is a piece of art. It is. And it's going to look like a piece of art on the floor in my garage for a couple days or maybe weeks till I get those Intigi pieces in. Sean's RC Adventure says, how many hours are in your day? In my day, about 19 to 20 hours in my day is what I try to do. I just can't get it all done, man. And I'll be talking about some of that. There's some stuff. We've been working my tail off. So I literally today went from doing work stuff. I did a podcast interview this morning early, did work, and then, and I want to talk about the podcast. Don't let me forget about that. Did some work stuff for hours. I'm only part-time right now, so I put in my hours there, and I'm trying to make up for some of the rest with YouTube. So my YouTube money that used to be like play money, fun money, is now going to be like pay the bills money. So I won't be able to buy as many things as I've been doing for the channel. But hopefully I make up for it with other type of things, like finishing the stuff I have in here for content and just working on the stuff that I have. And there's plenty to do. So yes, Harley hit 50K. Harley Designs, well-deserved, very, very well-deserved. Really enjoy that channel. Been watching it since I got into the hobby. When he was doing it he was doing a lot of live stream stuff with people, and they'd be sitting in, it looked like some kind of warehouse thing with tables, and he'd do it in his side rooms and with the little psych paper and all that. Lots of stuff. Been watching for a while. What is in the box over my right shoulder? You guys scare me when you ask questions like that. I have to look, but I don't want to reveal unless I know I can. That is an SMT-10 Gravedigger. this right shoulder. The left shoulder is a super clodbuster that needs to be built. And I have the J Concepts chassis, regulator chassis that has to go with that too. And it's just like stuff to build. And it's so Travis Paul is the one asking that question, and I'm supposed to have some new freestyle stuff coming in, and maybe I'll just tell Josh to hold on to it and bring it with him to Connecticut, since I'm trying to make it there. Unless I'm going to try and build something out of it. I don't think I have enough stuff to run for that. I just need to finish up. So I broke 2 of my freestyles, which usually breaking them is not a big deal. Broke a rod end on the upper, but I kept driving it. So then I bent the upper 4-link, and then I took it off so I could keep running, and then I don't know where I put it. So I now have a missing upper 4-link on my freestyle ZRD. Yeah. And I busted out the whole wheel on the TXT rims from my Pro C. So that one's not running either right now. Need to get those videos out, though. Jeffrey Makovich says, I'm excited about your podcast guest, legend in the RC industry. Who is Jeffrey Makovich? Does he know who I talked to this morning? It's not a big secret, I can tell you guys. It's Kevin Hitmansky, and that will be airing probably Thursday. I'm going to give it a break. Thursday or Friday, a little pause between some of them. So yeah, that's who I interviewed this morning. And it was awesome. And he is a legend, and he's very, very creative. So here I missed some questions. If I miss your question, ask it again. Please do, especially if it's a question that you're wanting answered. Some of it's, I know you guys are talking to each other. Great work on the Arma Big Rock vid. Stunning editing. What camera did you use when you filmed it? And was it a GoPro? It was a GoPro 7, the one that Kevin Talbot likes over his 9. Although I'm sure he'll get the 9 working well. I kind of despise GoPros, and then I get into a little rhythm of using them. And then what happens, like last time I went down to Digger's Dungeon last week, is it somehow gets into time-lapse mode or whatever. In fact, I have a lot of footage even on here of the ground and the grass in the car, and it just turns itself on and off, and it gets in weird on-off rhythms, and not my favorite. But it does get a good picture when it does work right. And so I actually intersperse this, and you guys wouldn't even realize it sometimes, with the Losi Laser Nut video. And I thought that turned out pretty good. And a lot of the best shots were the moving shots that have movement, and they came from this. It blew my mind for that video, which is what made me start using it again. Because I was basically using the camera setup on a tripod and trying to handhold and do it. But I had the GoPro just on the bottom of the controller using my little grip thing, and I was one-handed driving it and then controlling the tripod. So I was running 2 cameras, but I could move with this. Anyway. So that's the answer to that. Chef Beardsley, what TLR kit did you mention? Mine should be here Thursday. It is the 22 5.0 AC. It's for carpet. We have a new carpet track here in town, and I'm trying to get out there and run it. This is where I've been running the crawlers at the indoor course at Coastal RC. Really cool track there. Are you going to work on RC cars today? Carla Galvin Williams. We did work on them as we broke them today to keep them running. We had to. So the other problem that I'm having with my Raminator now is one of the sway bars, the rod end on it that kind of clips onto it, just keeps popping off. And so we kept putting it on, and finally just said run without, just let it dangle if it gets destroyed. I've got another at home. But I don't know if it's just that it's stretched and I just need to put a new one on so it'll grip, because the right side doesn't have issue. The rear shocks all need to be reworked. 30 weight is what I did in the front, and even the Anderson said that they felt really tuned in the front. The back just felt not dialed in at all, too soft, all this. And that's partly because it still had the original oil, which is like 10 weight. And so I went to 30 in the front, and it does feel pretty good. But the springs also are too light. So I actually had ordered 2 days ago some 8-pound ones, blue low C 5T rears. And that's what I have now, but they were 6.7 pounds. And so I'm hoping just that little bit will help. Because if they go too stiff, the shocks just don't work at all. And that's where we were starting from, is the shocks weren't, I mean, you'd land and you didn't see them move at all. The tires would take all of the bounce. And so now we've actually got some movement on the shocks, but too much. Even under acceleration, it just kind of, squats really bad. So SFL RC24 hardly hit 50K. Yeah, hope you guys are signed up for the giveaway. We said that before. So hopefully you did. You just got a T-bone bumper for your bomber for the SMT-10. Interesting. Interesting. And the chat just kind of scrolls funny. Yeah, SFL says next is for you to hit 50K. That'd be cool. Rink Rats getting the Haas soon. Cool. It's a cool car. I didn't love it at the BMX trails, but I do love it around my house. I was hitting the bash ramp with it, and I bent my rear shock shaft on it. So mine's out of commission for a little bit. I have new ones ordered. I just have to get to Hobbytown to get them. RC show off. How many kits do you have to build? Well, not to RC show off, but I have the EXB SMT-10 kit. This SMT-10 is being converted to a mud truck that I have all the stuff for, the dragon wheels, all of that. The Kingsling body, that's going to go over the green chassis. I have the TLR kit, the Clodbuster. 5? I think 5. 5 kits to build currently. Plus, I need to fix my SCX-10 man, okay, I've said a bunch of years now, your Reef's interview was awesome. Cool, glad you liked it. He's an awesome dude, Reef. Our hobby shop really did get in early with it, back when they were like hand packaged and everything. And I wasn't really doing a whole lot of crawling at that time, but I was looking at them for my monster trucks. And then by the time I did get one, I did go with it was a long, I think I got the 555 first, is what I told him. I think that's actually what I did get first. And that was a couple years ago, at least 2 years ago. No, at least a year ago, year and a half. I had it for our camping trip in one of the crawlers. Anyway. The tank, are we going to see any more of your TF2 run video? So I did get run video at Coastal. Did I not make a video of it? That's a good question. I did shoot a whole bunch of stuff with it. And I don't know, it may be sitting on a hard drive. Sorry. All right, here's one. Off-road boy. I'm getting an Arma Sentin 3S BLX. It's going to be my second RC ever. Have no clue about batteries or chargers. Lipo only. Please help. So I'll be honest. I am a big fan of the Spectrum Smart batteries. I'm not a big fan right now of their AVC receiver, because turning it off is kind of a pain, and having to do that whole calibration and not really knowing about it. And I'm glad they finally put some videos out, so that's been good. Because I never did that with any of my other Spectrum ones. In fact, the one I did today, you don't get the option. Once you go through the bind, if you hit the trigger, it's going to drive. So not knowing that with this receiver, I didn't even look in the packaging. I just put it in like any other receiver. And learning that was something I just learned. So, recently. because I was having issues with binding my DBXLE to my other controllers when I realized some of the issues. And I forgot about it yesterday live. So anyway, back to that. The Spectrum batteries, it does cost a little more. I know people are saying that. I had a long comment on somebody on one of them where I'd mentioned that I use the smart batteries, and they say that only the influencers use them because they get them for free, which is not true. It is not true. The reason that I buy them is because they auto discharge, and because their charger makes it so easy to charge, and it keeps a memory of it all. And if you use it with their smart systems, you know how much battery you have left. It doesn't work. It doesn't do that with the Centon out of the box. You'd have to get the smart receiver and stuff for it. But anyway, it's pretty cool tech. But there are cheaper options out there. Stripped Gear 82, are you going to do any more drifting? I was just talking with, I think, AZ Froggies about this, that I have a drift car and I just need to start practicing in my yard or in the front yard in the cul-de-sac. It's nice, smooth cement. Just need to have a pair of tires or wheels that I just don't mind tearing up out there. So I need to. SFL says his guess was the no prep focus items that we've hinted about. That's possible. I don't remember that hint. And I don't know what it would be that would be specific to that. It sounded like it was a whole new arena. So what would the product be in that arena? Just new servos? And maybe it is. Maybe that's what he meant. Maybe he was throwing me for the loop. Maybe he threw me for a loop. Earl Moorhead is in the house. Josh Smith, do you have RC for sale? I am selling a few, and I keep finding new ones to sell. Right now, I'm selling my Tamiya. It's like their lunchbox, but it's the Unimog version. It's something 309 or something. And it's like a rock and roll truck I made. And I'm selling the Maximus by DHK. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I'm going to miss some stuff. You might have to ask again. Mike Eaton, LiPo batteries is all about the rules. Don't overcharge, over discharge, and store properly. Exactly. And Spectrum makes that really easy. At least the discharge part. I've got mine set so that if I don't use them within 10 days, which is longer than I should do, but I go through usually pretty good. I run a lot, but if I don't, for whatever reason, get to use them, they discharge back to storage mode. So yeah, my favorite feature about them. Definitely. Worth its weight in gold to me. To me. Maybe not to you, but I find it to be very valuable. Excuse me. We had salad that was awesome tonight, but the green peppers are making me kind of burp a little. All right. So I want to show you guys a few things. Oh, here's a good one. What's your guess on the Pro built by Traxxas? I don't know. Who was it? I saw somebody saying something about they had more Pro people build it for them. I don't know. But what would you want a Pro to build? Like, it wouldn't be a Pro racer because they don't really have race cars. And if you Pro built an X-Max, you just had somebody that paid more attention to it. And so then they're making you pay to have good quality control. Certain people pay more. So I don't know about that. It's kind of a funny thing. I have no idea what it means. I did just get in a creepy crawler motor that Sean's RC Adventures told me to get. 5-slot, 16 turn. Don't even remember what I plan to put it in. I just remember when he was talking about it, I said that'd be good for such and such. and I've already forgotten. I've actually got like a stack. I'm not the most organized person in the world. You guys probably have seen that before. Um, I've got a stack of motors and ESCs next to my chair here at my desk. I don't know why I keep them there. I figure I won't lose them, and that I'll always remember that they're there. So, yes, this is from Nitro Hobbies, and I learned about Nitro Hobbies from eBay. A few things that I had to order through eBay worked good. Here's my Reedy Black box. This is for the TLR. Here is my Holmes Hobbies Puller Pro 4274 punchy 2100 kV brushless rock crawler motor. However, I plan to put this in my EXP. This is a Spectrum digital high-tech or high-speed metal gear servo with DSMR receiver built in. This is also going in the TLR. So I've just got an assortment of random things, like kind of making this like U shape around my desk. I don't know why. And Jeremy Smith. And yet when we're working on trucks, you can't find the motors. That's exactly why I'm keeping them here now. Because other times I put them into boxes and stuff and I can't find them. Here, they'll never get lost. Pro built is we messed it up for you already. That's Earl Moorhead's guess. Pro build will be a lot of colored aluminum. Doesn't that sound about right? Pilot Ryan Media is in the house. Okay, so again, SFL RC24. His guess again is they're going to release something drag racing, like a pro street. But like a full car or wheels or portions of it. He said he likes to fill gaps, so I'm wondering what that is. How's it going, Michael Weichel? All right, so over to what I was going to talk about. Screen sharing. First things, if you guys didn't know already, we've got this store right here that has some really cool swag in it. RC Bashing is Not a Crime shirts. That's not scale.
That's not scale.
Monster Truck, Clodbuster stuff, conspiracies. You get it. I have to say it because I tell you what, you guys, when you get reminded about it, people go in there and get some stuff. I don't know what it is. It's kind of cool. Not because it makes me a lot of money, but it's just always fun to see and know that, hey, somebody's wearing my shirt. Kind of like I'm wearing Trailer Trash Racing shirt. And I got a sticker, which are really epic, right here. That needs to go over on my workbench. So that's not what I want to talk about, though, but I was here. So you guys may have seen that the While My Battery's Charged podcast is also, whenever I do interviews, I've decided that I'm also going to do videos because it just makes sense. Why not? So here's the one with Reefs RC. That's just an awful frame to pause on, but hey, what do you know? It paused there, so I needed to mute it. But that's one of them. We have another one already with the Tank RC talking about this Thursday night, 200th RC Talk with the Tank RC. Should be there. Boy, I'm glad I'm not wearing that hat again. That would have been weird. I mean, looking the exact same with like deja vu right here, even the angle I'm looking. So anyway, so the While My Battery's Charged podcast, you will be seeing some of those videos float in here. Don't feel like you have to watch them if you want to listen to them as a podcast still, or maybe you don't want to listen to either. But they're just going to be like two people talking, maybe three people. So I'm gonna keep it for the podcast. That's what it was for originally. I was just gonna be doing them as audio podcasts, and they were like, are you doing video or what is this? And I'm like, well, let's just do video. Why not? So it's recorded. It's not live. That way we can edit stuff. Or like with the tank, my computer crashed, and we got some classic footage of him. He just kind of held it and was showing stuff off while I was getting rebooted up. So good stuff. Good times, good times. But you will be seeing that being a little bit different. But they also still pull up here. So I have it, the RC profile. So you can listen to it as an audio podcast. Here's the one with Reef. But those ones, not all of them are going to end up as videos. So the ones that are just me talking and rambling for 5 to 10 minutes, those are not going to end up being videos. So yeah, anyway. Hey, the tank, how's it feel? You're in the chat and you're on the screen. It's very cool. So that was just the one thing to just kind of tell you. Now, while we're here, some of you guys are mentioning this. So here's the Raminator. The Raminator. So getting some good air with it. I was able to use my big camera for it while they ripped it. There's one of them in here I was going to show. This one is super cool. Check out that slap wheelie he pulled off. Super epic. So, and then this was the backflip. The one I showed was my iPhone footage of it. So I actually haven't looked at this one to see what it looks like. But we'll give you a quick look at it. Yes, and thank you to the tank for coming on. That was a last-minute invite. Yeah, so I was pretty excited because if it didn't happen, who knows what would have gone wrong with the truck. So that's what I edited in for those that were asking earlier, FCPX, Final Cut Pro X. I have not gotten the mystery photo yet, Sean. He said it was going to be closer to when it was going to drop. And Siri thought I was saying something there. All right. So, yeah, 2 great interviews. Got another one scheduled already this week with 11 Charlie RC to talk about all the cool things that he's doing for veterans and that their group is doing through the lives. So, really, really cool stuff. RC Basher Boy says, is lack of RC space an issue in your home? If so, let me know what you do to make space. I actually need a couple of pointers, LOL. Well, you find any available space, and floors are pretty good, actually. They store motors very well in ESCs. You could put some gaff tape down there. If you needed a GoPro handle and selfie stick, you could keep one of those just off to your right. That works pretty well. A little further reach, and you could get some calipers, digital calipers. These things are awesome. So if you have enough floor space in your house, I mean, the possibilities are endless. Shelving systems are overrated. Who wants to go up? Who wants to build upward? This isn't the city. I'm not a big city kind of guy. I'm a sprawling country kind of guy. So we just kind of sprawl it out over the floor and the desk. I mean, these are right in front of me. Here we go. Fly battery. Venom fly. I don't even know what this battery is. The lithium ion. It's been sitting here for a little bit. That's not safe. Don't do that at home, kids. Instructions for your Firma ESC. Anybody else have the 160 ESC and the settings aren't right? So when I went to program my Firma 160, it tells you based on which one you have what the settings are. And there's two different settings based on which one you have, the 150 or 160 listed in the manual. This is not for it though. This is for the crawler one. Oh, but I have another one right here. Maybe this is the one. Yes, this is the one. So here's the 130 and 150 ones over here. This side. And this is the 160. So I was trying to set the high voltage for my servo. So I went to programmable items number 5, and then I went to parameter options, and it should have been beeping 1. However, it was beeping 2, and when I tried to cycle through them, instead of just having 2 options, it went all the way up to like 7. So it's not, it doesn't match what's in here as far as the programmable settings. So I don't get that. So maybe that's why my receiver went. Maybe I torched it somehow with something. But yes, both great interviews. The Kevin Hitmansky interview was great. We went kind of long. It went about an hour. Talked about his days. Because he's got quite a history with him starting in the hobby, then working for RC Car Action, building, some different RCs that were used as example builds for companies that they use his ideas. And so, yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. All right. RC Guy Garage is in the house. What's up? Fog City. RC Guy Garage says neither are correct. And I think he's talking about the manual here. Did you find out where the right ones are for this? Do they have it on their website maybe? My 160 was right for my Creighton though, I thought. No, that's a 150, that's why. And I didn't I adjusted the punch on the DBXLE, which is a 160. And that seemed right. But the BEC voltage was definitely not right. That was like it was doing the lipo cells one. So I just kind of went back to, but no, that wouldn't have even been right for what it was set at. I don't know what. There was nothing that starts on the 2, which is where it was beeping when it started. That should also have like 7 options. It was weird. RC Basher Boy says he stores his batteries in a safe location. Good for you. Keep them in stored mode as well. That's great. Typically charge them before you go in RC. That's it. Yeah, the lack of space in RC. Shelving is what really helps, or if you can get walls to hang stuff on to get it off the floor, because on the floor actually is the worst way to do it. And I've really tried to get shelving. So my garage now, one of my workbenches that used to be my RC workbench is now 3. I made wooden shelves that are 3 levels high that sit on a shelf that's a workbench size that has a shelf, 2 shelves below it. And so those are all my bins of RC stuff, tires, paints, all that kind of stuff go in there. Spare parts, broken RCs, throw them into a bin. And then I have a row of RCs. So I have on the top, I have a Clodbuster and a 2-sentence and a Slash. And then I have, Bomber, Capra, something else. Laser Nut, I think, is on that one. And then on the bottom is the Outcast, the SCX 10.3 body right now because the chassis is up here. And then it has the Typhon 6S. Then I have on the other side where I used to keep my fish tanks, I on top of that built 2 shelves, and I've actually got them stacked sideways on that one. So I have like my drag cars because they're nice and thin, and then I have the infraction and stuff like that. It's kind of a weird setup. Jeremy Smith says he'll bring the programmer. That would be awesome. Because it did not go super well, and that's what I'm trying to program is the Bari build. And I was really just trying to get more out of that spectrum. It's a 5th scale servo, and it can do that 8.4 volts, and I want that because it's moving big monster truck tires, and it's already moving them really well. But I'd love to see what it's like all the way. Hey, Todd Cooper, how's it going, man? General Hobbies, I watched the Monster Jam from Oakland Coliseum. I believe that's when I watched. It was not Bari that was driving, but I think he was doing the announcing or the commentary. RC Guy Garage, just get the programmer. All right. I'll just have Jeremy come over here. Jeremy, fix my truck. And maybe we can figure out a workaround for that rod end. So I am trying to get to the RC New York monster truck race, the world finals. And I would really like to take that with me and have it running, but that's like in 2 weeks. And the parts that I ordered are not going to show up till the Monday after on the 19th because I needed a 3.5 millimeter tap because the Intags are 3 millimeter threads and the shock shaft is a 3.5, so it has to be tapped out. But I can't do plastic because that much power from that servo will just tear that thing apart if it's plastic. So it has to be a metal end. So he's thought it through pretty well. He knows what he needs. But I hit. Oh, I can show you guys how I hit. But Basher Boy, is it in my list? It is, but my funds are not the same. Since my YouTube now is got to go toward paying bills and things like that. So it's going to change for a little bit here because I was, using it mainly to buy stuff to run. So that's why I'm looking at like the Trail King and what is it? What's the Enduro Trail Runner? And then the Kyosho has the Trail King. Yeah, so they have the Trail Runner, and then Kyosho has the Trail King. So I was looking at the Trail Runner and the Trail King, and boy, is that confusing to think about right now when I don't have it in front of me. But those, are moderately priced. Matt Harris, do I have any vintage RCs? No, I do have a special anniversary edition Mini Z monster truck that has like a silver platinum kind of body. Fog City RC, is that thing ever coming stock to the Clodbuster? Is out of stock everywhere? I think we have them in our shop. I think our shop has them. So we'll get more run videos, Tony. Yeah, that's the plan, is more run videos, especially now because of the weather change too. And yeah, that's my favorite kind of videos. And I've been trying to step them up a little bit and kind of do some of them that are more cinematic. And still trying to keep, I know that, whenever I get that way, I get a lot of people that would rather just hear you talk about the cars. And so I worked on one of those today that will eventually be released. That will be a follow-up to a one of the special edited ones. Okay, Bryce Kinney was announcing with Scott. That's not the one I watched then. I watched another one that had a zombie that wasn't Bari driving. And that might have been Arlington. There was 2 back-to-back. Whatever, it was Arlington and something else. But yeah, Jeremy's saying mention the pumpkin smash. Yes, the pumpkin smash down at Digger's Dungeon is going to be happening. I haven't heard if they were throwing out questions whether we wanted it to be a 1-day or 2-day event. I would like I'd love a 2-day event, but does it bring in more people? And if not, is it needed? That's the question. It'd be great to have a 2-day event if we got a bunch of people in and had a whole bunch of events and hangout. But yeah. KLN RC Cars. This is a trailer trash racing shirt. Bash it, crash it, trailer trash it. So the dates are in November. And I think it's early November. You can look on the No Limit Facebook page. But I think Jeremy might answer this for me by the time that I keep stalling. Whatever happened to the associated monster truck? That's a good question. That is one of them that met the chopping block. It's an unfortunate thing. I really liked it, but it was still in really good condition and sellable, and I needed some money, so I sold it. And there's others that are going to get sold just because I have to. I'm possibly leaning toward my 4S Creighton. I don't know that I want to do that, though, because that is one of my favorites. We'll have to see. If not, I might do the Outcast 6S, which, I don't know about that either. Gets tough with some of them. But in order to make room for new stuff and new monster trucks, yeah. Oh, that's a good question. What about RC Driver? Would he have any? He's in Connecticut. Interesting. So Kevin Gibbs, run videos, are you asking about just more of the bar rebuild one once it gets fixed, or more just because I won't be doing as many unboxings? Which is fine by me. I want to get my laser nut out again. I've been itching to get that out. I'll be getting the big rock out again too. I've just had some videos I've been having to do and I want to do that I've kind of been putting forward, and I just need to get to editing on them. I got quite a few monster truck ones. And I have the fifth scale stuff. Like the the Mad Van that hit the chopping block too. That was the worst one to sell. But there was a want for it, and they're not in stock anywhere right now, so I knew it would sell. So that was it. And it was also still in really good condition because that thing's indestructible. RC Basher Boys curious, are Arma coming out with anything new soon? I need to know before I decide to get a new Basher. I don't know. There was something on Facebook about an EXB Mojave. There's some videos kind of floating around, but I don't know about when it will drop, any of that. It was kind of another, I think, accidental leak, slip up thing. So, yeah, November 7th is when the pumpkin smash is, the pumpkin smash down at Digger's Dungeon. And I think they're making a little bit bigger event this time so that other people will come in. So it'll be a good time. So, yeah. There you go, General Hobbies. Big mud bog going on here at All Out RC Orlando, baby. This Saturday, all trucks get sunk. Well, man, get some good video of that. I'd love to see that. Jacob Lewis, Pumpkin Smash. It is the 7th of November. You are right. So it'll be good. It'll be real good. I want to get back into some of the crawlers. I want to really fix up my Clodbuster lineup here. They need some real attention. They need new links. Some of them need new axle casings because of where things mount have broken. They just need some attention. My Michigan Ice Monster broken bunch of axle parts, so need to get those all worked down and fixed up. And I'm going to be focusing on that stuff because of the racing coming up. So I might even build one of these Clodbusters, this Clodbuster kit I have here, in order to put it on the J Concepts to take to the race. I don't know. We'll see. Game changer. Do I have a Typhon 6S for sale? I do not. I only have the one that I just put on the, what is that chassis? M2C. And I don't want to get rid of that. I still need to send that. I'm going to take that one to the BMX park next. RC Basher Boy, the new bodies for the Granite do look awesome. However, I have the Big Rock, and I totally dig it. I think it's more drivable than the Granite for sure. It's a wicked, wicked car. So, conspiracy stuff, and I can't find it. I probably need to look on my phone, but I saw a G-Dozer body being talked about on Instagram. Yeah. Other conspiracy stuff here. Look at this real quick. Oh, that's awesome. Barry says he's going to hook me up with a couple of things he forgot to put in the box. And he's going to send me a couple of spares for that bumper there, or the servo saver, so I can get it running for the race. It's not going to be raceable, but to have it up there and show off and play with. So on Instagram, I'm going to look because I can't do the search on my internet thing box that's in front of me, my computer. So I'm responding to Matthew Kett, Mr. Scale Builders Guild himself. But if I go in here and just look, he's messaging me like crazy right now. But there's a G-Dozer. I don't know if you guys can look it up and see if you find it. But there was somebody posted it, and it was J Concepts body that was like a bro-dozer. And I can't find it now. I didn't think it was a big deal because I thought it was released already. And I don't know who it was. And so it's driving me crazy. It was like CLN, maybe RC Monster Trucks. Maybe that'll pull it up. RCMTC, no. I'm trying to find. It was really cool looking. They had a bunch of pictures of a G-Dozer. Or maybe it was a Gozer. Nah, that ain't it. Anyway, if you guys can find it, let me know. And who it was. It was like CLN RC cars or something. No. I wish I could pull it up better and easier. But now it's so far gone in my list of stuff. And I looked on the J Concept page because they just announced a new crawler. There's an F-250 Ford, old one, like a 79 that they did body. They did a Mortician instead of Junior Mortician, which is a Gravedigger style body that you can get in clear now. And there was something else, the G-Dozer. So Pilot Ryan saying, yes, the Big Rock is sick. 2 Ritter F5 says Associated just dropped the RC10SC 6.2. Nice. Jeremy says he'll do the Claude also. He loves building them. Sen releasing the hop up for the 450 yet or new trucks? So what I've heard is that the Sen racing truck is probably going to drop early November. They have some hop ups already out, and they have some cool ones that will, I think, excite a few people for the reasons that many people would want to use these trucks. And some of the reasons that we've all talked about, how cool it would be if they did it. And so they're working on some things. Let's just say that. So conspiracy wise, Sen is not sleeping on that. They've got some things developed that I haven't seen. They're still in the prototyping phase, but it sounds like it's going to be cool and probably drop shortly after the trucks. Holy cow, Game Changer RC, man. Thank you so much. That is epic. You should have put a message in there with it that you wanted read. You guys need to check out Game Changer RC, fans. He's on eBay. Google it. If you watch the Earl Moorhead videos and RC Guy Garage, that's who I was watching as I was looking at some of the setups for him. Those things push a lot of air, and they're pretty fantastic. So, like I said, this one that's set up ready for me to go out of the box is going to be super easy to drop in, plug in, and have some air movement, and I'm super excited about it. So that is going into the Felony. And the Felony is going to be going up to the bigger tooth so I can do it my first real high-speed run with it. See if I can hit that 80, whatever, some miles per hour you guys are hitting with them, 90, whatever. Bobake says he'd still like to have that RC four-wheel drive carbon assault MT. Yeah. I'd hold off a little bit. I'd still wait to see what else she's got to offer. Hey, Super Drake. Oh, okay, here we go. Super Drake says Associated has gears in stock for your DR10. I'm going to try 2678. Wow. Okay. Are you still running the stock motor ESC combination? Because that's what I'd like to change on mine. But honestly, before I do any of that, I want to turn that American Force back there into a drag car. So my plan is to take this, remove those front drive shafts here, right there. Simple, easy out on that one. Make it only two-wheel drive, and but I want to put in a censored system, I think, with this one. So, but look at how cool it looks with black. I just love black wheels in general. It's looking pretty good to me. So I want to try and do that with this truck, and I have the HD diff housing and diff gears that I can put in the rear, but I kind of want to leave them and see if they blow up or not because of other people wanting to run them. So I just kind of want to find that out. Here we go. JMRC's got it. Shoot, I can't get that link. Who posted it? In here, it's not a link. Let me see if I can just search it. What did it pull up as? How did you find it? Was it a G-dozer? I know that they've had it in the background of shots for a little while. But I just saw it. Proline. Oh, was Proline posted it? Was it Proline? Oh. See, I'm wrong. I just saw it and thought it wasn't a big deal that it was, because I thought it was in the background of the photos of J Concept stuff on their shelves. I'm pretty sure J Concepts is the one that has the G Dozer. No, that's not the one. They had one that they did a Bro Dozer thing on, but that wasn't it. Was it KLN RC cars? No. Now I'm going to go crazy trying to figure out who it was. I just probably need to search the hashtag for J Concepts and hope that they. I just saw it this morning. And I remember going to their Facebook page or their, I don't know why I didn't just screenshot it. Such an idiot. Gosh. It was like tealish. I think it was like a teal color. The black front, and it said G Dozer on it. I guess like bro, they'd be like their G or something. I don't know. A G Dozer. Wouldn't that, I guess that makes sense, right? Does that make it sound like I'm not making this up? And they're saying like, okay, I can finally talk about this or whatever. Maybe he early released it and got shamed for it. But it was a recent post. I just wish I could remember who it was that posted it. That would make it the easiest, right? Kind of just scrolling through my feed here, hoping that I'll see the name of the person that it is and be like, oh, that was it. Because by now to scroll and find it would be, I mean, it would take some luck. Maybe I should do like just kind of a flip and see. Stop. Nope. Well, that's a bummer. It actually would have been conspiracy fodder at this point. I'm not a huge fan of that look of that truck anyway. The way they do the tuck in the back and everything, and really short back end on it. Oh, KLN found it. He sent it to my IG DM. Car CMT Showdown. That was it. Bingo. Okay, so we can just pull this up onto Instagram here, and I follow this guy, so it should start pulling him up. Car CARC. That would be it. California RC MT Showdown. NorCal Monster Trucks. That's it. I'm not crazy. Thank you for helping me prove that. KLN. There it is. A special delivery from J Concepts today. If you've been watching their videos lately, chances are you've seen this body hanging out in the background. Now it can be yours. You can't even buy this body yet. A gozer. It is a gozer. I said gozer at one point. So, yeah. It's kind of funky looking. There's something about that front window I don't love. Like the way that this body line doesn't match this body line. And then it all kind of feels like it's tilted for some reason because of that with this line. And maybe it's just this picture. Let's see. There's more pictures to see of it. Yeah, I don't like that line. Huh. And then the way this one goes up to meet it, it just kind of feels a little interesting. But there's that tuck in the back. It's a pretty cool paint job, though, especially this with it tucking through. That definitely gets the look there. And maybe it is just the way that the Brodozer looks. It does have kind of a weird window. Okay, so it's pretty scale to it. It's got that weird tilt window look. Look at that. Makes it all look kind of cocked. And then this one, the lines don't line up. Interesting. I have never looked at this truck close enough to realize how much I dislike these proportions right here. Okay, so J Concepts, though, you knocked it out of the park. It's pretty accurate. You got the tilt weirdness going on. Interesting. So I'm sure we'll be seeing these rails here show up on Shapeways very soon. Maybe J Concepts will have them. If not, I'm sure tons of other people will. So that'll be cool. We'll start seeing a lot of those trucks. They just need to get a smoke feature to have it puffing out of it would be awesome. Kevin Gibbs, it's just ugly in real life. Jeremy Smith says he thinks they went too narrow with it. I don't know. This truck's looking pretty interesting in general. It's pretty narrow on theirs. When I'm looking at these front shots of it and the back, I mean, look at this one. This gives you the whole narrowness. That's pretty. Pretty interesting. So now we're also going to have to get this type of wheelie bar made for them all. I'd love to see that. If you guys don't watch, if you like monster trucks, you definitely need to check out. I'll pull up some of his stuff. Big America. That is some awesome Big America RC. So let's go back to Instagram here and show you. These NorCal guys, though, they do put out some cool stuff. I don't know why I didn't think of that as being the place. Big America. This stuff, he puts the engine sounds and everything with them to make it even seem that much more scale and real. And he does just cool saves. But this body, or this chassis he built right here with that wheelie bar custom metal chassis is so mint. Looks so good completed here. Just so good. But yeah, he has a cool ramped thing that I would love to make. Let's see this one here. I think is yeah. So he's got the ramp here. There he goes into the moonwalk. That's just epic goodness right there. Don't need the big air and all that right there in the backyard with this little setup with the wheels. Epic. Got tons of stuff like that. His videos, this one's a good one here. Front flip. Boom. Perfect landing on that. Yeah, I'd love to get the nose wheelie stuff down. He kind of does. I mean, slow motion really helps things out a lot with the look of stuff. But he's totally nailed that one moonwalk. That was still a decent moonwalk. I've been working on a backflip to moonwalk, and I even did some today, and it wasn't very long. I couldn't get it to moonwalk for very long. It's all about getting that when you're in the air and you're doing your flip, you hit the brake to get out of it, and that gives you that first brake so that when you hit the ground, you got to get that pop, and then your reverse is ready. And because you hit the brake in the air. That way you don't have to do the forward reverse. And I think his is set up that way without I think his is just forward straight to reverse, which is really helpful as well. But he's got a lot of cool stuff. So if you're looking for somebody to follow on Instagram, Big America, BIGMERICA_RC, you can see how cool his stuff is. Really, really cool. Definite theme going on here, but very, very, very well done. All right. Does he have a YouTube? General Hobbies says. I don't know if he does. The right one. Can't wait to see what Matt at SPG does with his SND10. I know, right? So he reached out to me and I told him some of the basic things, but I'm sure he's going to, I mean, he researches stuff. He's going to find and do it way to another level than even I do because I don't try to scale mine out a whole lot with the drivers, the interiors, any of that kind of stuff. So I'm sure his will be epic. Whoops. So speaking of, I think I'm going to be on as a guest with them tomorrow. So on their little thingy thing they do. I'm telling them I'm live streaming and trying to chat with you at the same time. There we go. Matt Harris says that's cool. That's cool stuff. I did realize. I think he means didn't realize the monster truck stuff was that big. It's still like so. It feels big to me because I follow so many people that do it. But it's still, when you really look at the overall, it's so much smaller than bashing, Arma stuff, Traxxas stuff, or even the crawling, the scale building there. But you get into these groups, and so that's all I hear on Facebook and all that. So it feels like it's really big, but it's definitely growing, and I think the scale aspect of it is definitely helping it grow because people see all the stuff that you can do with it, and they're really fun. So it's different. You're not big airing it. You're not doing all that stuff. You're doing what he's doing, and there's the challenge in it. So like I sat and did probably 50 backflips, boom, just one after the other, trying to get the rotation right, trying to find the right speeds that I want to hit to get the pop that I wanted, and trying to be able to just replicate it so it's clean every time. So yes, Scale Builders Guild is in here now. I was telling everybody that I was chatting with you in here, and I was trying to conspiracy him and say read my messages, but nah. But yeah, so he's got his monster truck going. So Matt, if you haven't seen it yet, we were just showing one of the kings of the scale stuff right now, Big America RC, and this scale chassis that he welded is pretty sick. Good night, Jeremy, man. I'll get in touch with you about the Spectrum thing and this TLR. But this thing is pretty awesome, right down to the scale motor, dual shocks on axle, even the plate here, the sponsor plate, the sponsors he has on it, and the shape of it, mint. The driver's seat, very good. And yeah, very, very cool build. Even he's got the around his drive shafts, he's got those rings around it. But yeah, his is looking pretty cool. And then this wheelie bar, if you want scale, that's something to do right there. Mine doesn't have that. Mine has a more practical one for actually running. But his stuff is more than anything, it's really fun with the little course that he's built in his backyard, and he's trying to do like the stuff. Well, this is the front flip one we already saw, but trying to do like the nose wheelies and stuff that they do in the 2-wheel challenges. So a combo move here. Look at this, stands it up on the back. Nice. Been nice if you'd got a little pop on that and nose wheelied it for a second. KLN RC cars. Yes, there you go. We'll pull up his while we're here. Some more monster truck goodness. Ah, Wildfoot greasing the landing. Almost. That'd have been a good combo. Anyway, the monster truck stuff is just fun. I'll show you guys real quick while it's here. Well, the slap wheelie, that's not what I was going to show you guys. That was the Rampage. But the Bari build first bash, I'll give you a quick tease of it. I think that didn't work. Is this it? This is the GoPro version. So here's the iPhone version. So it was wicked powerful. And I was all over the place with it. But what I wanted to show you was the ending, which is where things didn't go so well. You'll see the front wheels as I come off this really pop, and that's what hit the servo saver and just pulled it right out. That side right there. See how bad that whipped? Ooh. Anyway, that ripped it out. All she wrote, good 2 minutes, and that was a little bit of a bad landing. And when they get that big and heavy, bad landings aren't a good thing. It's like the real deal. But I'm all about that. I'm all for it being like the real deal, and that's what I like about it. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get ready to wrap up here and get on to editing some of this stuff because, like, so many people were saying, how many hours in my day? Well, it's because I don't sleep very much. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do some editing of these videos, get them posted for you guys, and we'll see you, I guess, maybe tomorrow night if you guys come check out Scale Builders Guild somewhere around after 9. Should watch it anyway. It's a lot of fun. I laugh a lot during those Wednesday nights. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to another RC Conspiracies, where we only conspired about the Brodozer body, and then we found it. So it's not out yet, but we saw images of it for the first time, and we talked about maybe a little bit of Send stuff that may be coming or not. So anyway, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for coming in here, chatting in the chat. Sorry if I missed it. RC Propaganda just jumped in. Sean's RC Adventure's still here. I mentioned you a little earlier. So, all right. Hopefully I didn't miss anything that you guys were talking about, and we will chat later. See you guys.